Hey guys, Gian here of Gadget Pilipinas. Welcome back to the channel. It's a sunny day here at Alabang and we thought of taking this brand new Peugeot 2008 SUV for a spin. Now, just in case you're new to the channel, this is probably the first time in many years that we are featuring a car, and it's such a privilege to be able to share with you my experience with this new crossover SUV by Peugeot. Let's get started. The 2008 has a very commanding presence despite being a crossover. It presents itself like a big and roaring compact SUV with its huge chrome finish grills at the front, triple clawed light, and LED headlights. It embodies a lion-like front design with a touch of sporty vibe. Despite its compact dimensions, I did not initially realize that I'm looking at a crossover. To me, the 2008 feels bigger and stronger when driven and gives confidence-boosting inspiration. The seamlessness of the front design of the Peugeot 2008 goes through this double triangular pattern design on its side. This gives a more sporty attitude without cutting design continuity that traverses from the front bumper to the quarter panel. Now, the doors are adorned with this two-toned matte black and silver trimmings at the bottom, as you can see right over here. The back of the 2008 is just as impressive looking as the front. It brings together all the traits of the front, like its chrome finish, the three-clawed LED lights, and of course, thick bumpers that houses sensors and a somewhat sporty-looking twin exhaust pipes. Now, opening the trunk of the Peugeot 2008 reveals a large transport volume that can hold up to 434 liters of items. I have a picture here of the trunk with the tonneau installed, loaded with a 2-week grocery supplies that my wife and I bought during the weekends. I believe it's more than enough for a family of 2, plus including bags and stuff for a weekend getaway. Now, let's take a look at what's inside. The Peugeot 2008 features a luxurious yet sporty-looking driving cabin. Now, I can sit comfortably on this driving seat, but it takes away the convenience of automatic and hydraulic adjustments. Now, at its price point, I was hoping for it to give me the ability to adjust all these with a touch of a finger, but no, it somewhat left me hanging with the effort of adjusting this with more force than I expected. Now, if you're sitting here as the captain of this Lion, you're treated with this Peugeot 3D iCockpit. It presents a 3D digital dashboard complemented with all the necessary controls to give you an outstanding user experience. Now, it takes a bit of time to get used to the controls, but even without reading the manual, now who does that anyway, I was able to understand how it works in about 5 to 6 days. Now, if you're coming from a traditional dashboard like myself, you might find the one on the 2008 a little too different but not overwhelming. The 3D digital dashboard also has an acceptable level of latency, enough to make all the information to be displayed when needed. Now, the car gives you, its pilot, convenient ways to control it without taking their eyes off the road. From controlling the information presented on the dashboard, speed limiters, and entertainment system, this car really makes me feel like I am in command, thereby reassuring the inspiration and confidence it offers. Oh, and before I forget, it's just so easy to really have another set of information panel that lets you control entertainment, security, car management, and navigation through CarPlay or Android Auto. Now, at the center of the front panel is this 10-inch HD capacitive touchscreen that gives you access to radio, music, and calls through Bluetooth and car settings. Also, I mentioned earlier, this entertainment system also gives you the capacity or capability to access CarPlay or Android Auto. Now, with this capability, you are given more ways to use the compatible applications on your phone, like choices of Apple Maps, Google Maps, or even Waze for navigation or even podcasts. My only concern is that it took me a little while to realize that accessing this requires I click the navigation button. Now, this car is immensely good to drive. In its class, the level of driving comfort this car gives is phenomenal. Even though it's running on a 1.2-liter gasoline engine, it almost makes me feel like I'm driving a faster one. Now, if you heard it loud and clear, that same sound always gives me an adrenaline boosting feeling until it zips me back to reality that I'm only driving a relatively small engine. Now, despite that though, I can almost feel its raw power is surging through very quickly as I step on the pedal. Now, the pure excitement because of the adrenaline rush can sometimes overwhelm you, but the car has its ways to remind you to keep safe on the road, like advanced driver assistance, advanced active blind spot detection rather, active lane keep assistance, and advanced driver attention warning. Now, while I find these useful, the active lane assistance plus the traction control can get you creeped out if you're not aware that it's a standard feature on the 2008. Now, as soon as a risk is detected by the system, the safety measure will correct the trajectory accordingly. The Peugeot 2008 can hold up to 44 liters of fuel capacity. It can run at around 12 to 13 kilometers per liter in the city and 20 to 23 kilometers per liter on highways. It's impressively optimized for both instances, and it's a treat especially for those who are looking for fuel-efficient compact SUVs. Now, I managed to use 5,000 points of my Shell Go Plus app, which is equal to 2,500 pesos, which filled up around 34 liters of fuel. Now, this is way more than enough for me to go to Cabanatuan and back to Manila with few remaining fuel for my weekday drive around town. The Peugeot 2008 SUV embodies power and luxury in a compact form factor. In its class, the luxury it brings to the table is equivalent to the price it asks for. But the real stars of the show are, of course, its extravagant sporty look and roaring driving performance. Its overall design stands out, and it's probably one of the best looking crossover of compact SUVs in the market right now. It stares at you like a lion in the night, but it's kind enough to let you look at it because it knows that there's so much detail that you can appreciate about it. This has been Gian of GadgetPilipinas.net. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.